After 10 years of learning English, I made a huge leap in my progress in just 1 year. One of the secrets behind this transformation was reading books in English. Hi, I'm Chun and welcome back. Before I share with you how reading English book has improved my English level, I want to highlight a very important benefit of reading books in language learning.
Have you ever experienced this? You learn a new word and then suddenly you see it everywhere. It isn't just a coincidence. There's actually a name for this, Baader-Meinhof. The Baader-Meinhof phenomenon, also known as the frequency illusion or frequency bias, is a cognitive bias that makes you notice something more often after you notice it for the first time.
By reading books, you can come across a lot of words and phrases that you may have encountered before, but you haven't remembered yet. Well, this is a point because for me, between learning new vocabulary and reviewing them, I choose the second step is much more difficult because I think it's a piece of cake for us to learn a new word, right? But to remember it deeply, it requires much more efforts and discipline. This is a passive method in learning vocabulary for me because I don't need to open the book and reviewing it over and over again. By reading, while I can absorb new knowledge and let my hair down, I still can review the vocabulary. And many studies have shown that by seeing the words in new context will help us to reinforce our memory better of them. If you choose a book that is too difficult, you may fail to understand the plot and the message that the author intends to convey. When I first started reading English books, I started with the book named The Fault in Our Stars because everyone recommended it for the beginner. But you know what? It was still beyond my level. I feel so overwhelmed and discouraged after that. Later, I discovered some non-fiction book of Osho and Nhất. The grammar is quite simple, the vocabulary is easy to observe, and at the same time, I still can observe a lot of new useful insight. Let me read a little bit with this one for you.
Sometimes you get lost in your suffering, in your worries. Let your friends rescue you. They may say, "Look how beautiful the sky is this morning. It is foggy, but it is really beautiful. Paradise is right here. Why don't you come back to the present and witness this beauty? You are with a community, with brothers and sisters who are capable of being happy. So the community rescues you and helps you to be in touch again with the positive elements of life. This is the practice of nourishment. It's very important."
If you choose a book that is too easy, you may not be challenged enough. Lastly, it helps you build confidence in your reading ability. If you choose a book that is your level, you will be able to read it more smoothly and feel more confident about your reading ability. Choosing a book that you genuinely enjoy is essential for your reading motivation and engagement. If you read a book that appeals to you, you will be more attentive and eager to read frequently. Conversely, if you select any random book that does not interest you, you will easily lose your interest and feel frustrated, which will deter you from reading regularly. In the long term, it will diminish your confidence and skill in reading. For instance, there was a time when the book named Why Don't We Sleep was very famous and many self-help gurus recommended it. I immediately searched for it online and tried to read it. And then what? It has too many terminologies and the content is kind of dry. But I didn't give up because my mindset before was like, the book was very useful and you couldn't abandon it halfway like that. And yeah, what will be, will be. In the end, I gave up because I didn't enjoy the process at all. Eventually, I realized that I'm not the type of person who can and who like to read the book which are too scientific. So my advice to you is to choose the book that is suit your preference. No skimming, no scanning, because you are not taking an exam and you don't have to read to catch up with the KPI. This is an activity that you can decompress yourself, improve your critical thinking and creative skill while learning English. Please don't turn it into a test. Take your time and savor the details and the meanings of the book. You will learn more about the structure and the logic of the sentence, as well as making the connection with your existing knowledge and experience. Reading aloud enables you to check if the pronunciation is accurate, if the intonation is suitable. When you apply these techniques in the long term, you will notice that your pronunciation, intonation, and fluency are improving. This is a method that I have been working on. As a person who easily gets distracted, this method allows me to focus better. When we read out loud, we can avoid distraction and noise that can interfere our concentration. Well, as I said in my previous video, when we learn a new thing, we will remember it instantly, but over time, we will forget it. It would be kind of sad if we have to let go all the vocabulary that we have seen in the book and we know that they are crucial for us, right? For me, I use Mochi Dictionary app so that later it will remind me to review the vocabulary in a golden time. Don't worry, there's no sponsor here. This is just a tip I found out that is really useful and I want to share with you. For you, you might use paper. It's totally fine, but I prefer you better use this app because it's really great to review vocabulary. This is a high level of reading because usually reading is just simply soaking up the content, enjoying and relaxing. That is why we call passive reading. But if we switch to taking notes, it demands more effort because we have to produce new input. It is not a simple process, but I always try to do it because it helps me to imprint the content better and sharpen my critical thinking. Not to mention, some of my YouTube scripts are derived from this tip. These are my techniques in reading English books that I apply to improve my English level. Thank you for watching. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye. Bye.